When I was a teenager, like everyone else, I liked a guy from my group, but our relationship didn't work out. Just when something would start to develop romantically, he'd run away. There were many stories about hugging, kissing, and talking all night, but it never escalated to a relationship. And at some point, I decided it was time. I broke it off with him, went to study, found a guy, and sometimes came back to my hometown for a walk. Importantly, my boyfriend at the time also came over and was in the same group, but not always. For convenience, I'll name the guys. One was named Vanya, the other Vadim. Names are made up. So one day I went out for a walk, and there were 4 of us, me, a friend, Vanya, and another friend, who's not mentioned. We sat and talked, friends drank beer, and I never liked it, so I drank coffee. Then we split up, and I left my phone in the kitchen with the guys. It was time to go home, everyone went to see me off, and it was winter. On the way, we saw a man lying on the ground. I started worrying and asked my friends to call an ambulance, but no one wanted to, claiming it was some alcoholic. Damn, but what difference did I make? He was in pain. I freaked out and called for help myself. I couldn't stay until he arrived because, as a teenager, I was already being punished at home for being late. I lived with my brother, and there were a lot of restrictions, and there was no talk of understanding at all. I came home and that night Vanya texted me, attached a photo, and said something like, "You send me yourself." The photos were nude, a little revealing. And I honestly don't remember. I was shocked and asked me not to show them to Vadim. And what do you think? Of course, he sent them to him that same evening. Vadim texted me that we needed to talk, and he came very late, at 1 or 2 in the morning, with Vanya and another friend. I tried to explain everything to him, that it was some kind of mistake. He didn't believe me and left, because everyone knew I was still in love with Vanya. Sigh. And then a couple of days later I figured out the date I sent those photos to Vanya. By the way, I didn't have them in my conversation. The time was, say, 9:30 p.m. And I called the ambulance at 9:50 p.m. So, I was sitting with a friend at the time. She could have proven it. I don't have those photos, only he does. So, he got into my phone, found those photos, sent them to himself, deleted them from mine, and then blackmailed me with them, ultimately sending them to my boyfriend at the time. The most annoying thing is that this same Vanya convinced me that I sent them myself, that I just got drunk on beer and sent them, and it was so convincing that I started believing it myself. Even though I wasn't drinking. And when Vadim found out about all this, he just threw up his hands. That's how disappointed I am in 2 guys at once.